The world is full of strange and quirky borders, and while some are more famous than others, there is no denying that they make for a fascinating insight into local culture and history, not to mention some boast unparalleled views of their spectacular surroundings. From Kaliningrad to the northwest angle, we take a look at the world's top 10 weird and wonderful borders and why they should be on your radar. 10. Diomede Islands, Russia, America. These two islands in the Bering Straits are where the Russian bear practically rubs noses with the American eagle, and where yesterday is just a stone's throw away. The border and the international dateline, that zip that divides the world's time zones, runs between Big Diomede, Russia, and Little Diomede, Alaska, which are separated by just 3 miles of water. Big is uninhabited, Little has a mainly First Nations community. 9. Bar-le-Nassau, Netherlands, Belgium. This strangest of European border animals sits quietly in the southern part of the Netherlands, where a set of mini islands of Belgium have come adrift like cartographic amoeba, some of them even with nuclei of the Netherlands inside them. It's a ridiculous doodle of historic land swaps that must be a nightmare to administer. Houses and restaurants are half in one country and half in the other. In the past, for tax reasons, people have even moved their front doors into the other country to save money. 8. Peñón de Vélez de la Gomera, Morocco/Spain. This is supposedly the shortest border in the world. Peñón Vélez de la Gomera is a Spanish-owned rock fortress on the Mediterranean coast of Morocco. It was an island until 1934, when a powerful storm filled in the gap with sand and turned the island into a peninsula, held apart from the mainland by a 90-yard international border. The fortress is garrisoned by Spanish soldiers and supplied by helicopter, while the border itself is marked by a piece of string across the beach. This one of half a dozen properties claimed by Spain on or just offshore from Morocco, which puts their attitude towards Gibraltar into perspective. 7. Kaliningrad, Poland/Russia. This relic of Russian imperialism looms rather threateningly on the far side of the Bay of Gdansk. The enclave of Kaliningrad is what remains after Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia all declared independence from the Soviet Union, leaving it marooned from the motherland. In the early 20th century, this was Germany's Königsberg, but it was renamed and forcibly repopulated after World War II, and today its strategic position means that it is heavy with military installations. 6. Lake Constance, Austria, Switzerland, Germany. German is the lingua franca around the third largest lake in Central Europe. But on the question of water jurisdiction, all three nations agree to disagree. The borders of Austria, Switzerland, and Germany arrive with precision at the lakeshore, only to dissolve when they hit the water. No treaty agreement has ever been reached dividing the lake, so specific local issues such as fishing rights and boat licensing have to be settled by individual agreements. 5. The DMZ, North Korea, South Korea. Korea's demilitarized zone is the most tense border in the world right now. The dividing line of the Korean peninsula, established in 1953 after a bitter ideological war, is 155 miles long and 2.5 miles wide and bristling with weaponry. At its center is the Joint Security Area at Panmunjom, a collection of huts in a no-man's land where negotiations and visitations take place. Be sure to monitor Donald Trump's Twitter feed for incendiary remarks before you go. 4. The Northwest Angle, USA, Canada. A cartographic cock-up which misplaced the Mississippi's headwaters led to this bulge of Minnesota on the shore of the Lake of Woods being stranded and only reachable on land by going through Canada. Otherwise, you have to fly in. It's the only piece of America apart from Alaska which strays north of the 49th parallel, and it is mainly forested with a population of around 100, mostly First Nations. Its kids have one of the longest school runs anywhere, with a 3-hour round trip that means going through border control 4 times a day. 3. Libya, Spain/France. At the end of the 30 Years' War, 1659's Treaty of the Pyrenees ceded sections of northern Spain to France, but Libya managed to avoid being given away on the grounds that the treaty only applied to villages, while Libya claimed to be a town. Accordingly, it keeps its Spanish allegiance while becoming surrounded by France. Today, the 5-square-mile 1,700-strong municipality is still officially part of the Catalan province of Girona, connected by 2 miles of neutral road to Puigcerdà. 2. Hotel or bus, France, Switzerland. Anyone who has been through border-hugging Geneva Airport will know that it has different exits depending on whether you want France or Switzerland. This hotel, around 5 miles to the north of that airport, takes the border squatting principle a step further, sitting right on top of the line so its dining room, kitchen, and so on are actually bisected. Back in 1862, a local businessman got wind of treaty modifying the border and created the building to straddle the new route before it was ratified. 1. Junghals, Austria, Germany. There are 2 ways of moving from the Lech Valley to the Junghals Valley in the Austrian Tyrol. You either put on your hiking boots and climb up and over Mount Sorgschwaffen, or you drive around via Germany. And to do the climb without straying accidentally across the border is hard, because this quadripoint comes to a precise pinch point painted on a rock. Once down the other side, Junghals itself seems like a quiet agricultural community, but its herniated topography provides a loophole in German banking regulations, so private banks have registered offices here. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more interesting videos. Have a nice day!